I'm MacAndre. I'm from Queens, New York. Pretty much lived here my whole life. I feel like a lot more people know me for my darkroom printing over my actual like street photography. Cause like I know like I was a better printer than I was at shooting for a very long time. But like now it's starting to catch up and like they're starting to even out a bit more. I'd say the physicality of a print is just something that's so mind-opening that like it almost kind of changes like your approach to photography altogether. At least that's how it was for me. It was almost life-changing. From the first time I made a print in a darkroom in like this random summer class that I took in like in between middle school and high school. They handed us all cameras and film to use, shot like a few rolls, you know, went and developed it and printed. When we got to like the darkroom, like, you know, like that's like the place where like you're like, damn, like all like my senses are like kind of deprived because it's darker, there's less light, and you're just hyper fixated on like this one little rectangle easel. It goes from just like this like little small negative that's pretty much like equivalent to like a thought. You just kind of, when you're taking photographs, you're just pressing a button most of the time, honestly. You don't really appreciate what you have until like afterward. But once it becomes like a print and like you're really holding it and you're able to like analyze it and like understand like the qualities of it, like the different types of tonal range, like the composition, like where the subject is, like the different from the lights and the darks in the photos, the mid-tones, you know? It's like it's whole other, like this whole different niche where like you could be so particular about it and make it like your own artistic style. That's why I feel like darkroom printing is almost like equivalent to like painting in a way. I feel like when you do that, it makes you more connected to the work. It becomes a work of art rather than just something that you just made, you know? But at the end of the day, like you kind of evolve from becoming a photographer to like an artist more than that. That's kind of like a weird transition that like not many people are used to. Transitioning into an artist makes things like a lot harder. Like people don't realize how much work it takes to like really like do this kind of thing. Like so much time, you have to think about like presentation, sequencing, sizing really matters as well. Just like numerous factors that can go into it. After reviewing all of my work, like I realized that like as a collective, it kind of tells a story of compassion. I've realized that I take a lot of photos of like families or just people like kind of like, you know, embracing, but a lot of it feels like almost like very like Renaissance like. Especially this photo that I made recently when I was hanging out with Paul. Like I'm probably just like so in love with that photo right now, with like kind of like this like older woman. I'd say like she's like probably like middle-aged, maybe a little younger, and like the small boy. They're kind of like holding each other like this, like with their hands. I thought it was so beautiful. It was an amazing. After I made that photograph, I went and made a print of it because I was so excited about it. I made it on like 11 by 14 RC paper. I was like, damn, this is beautiful. I want to frame this shit right now. I've been a real fan of like Edward Hopper's work for a really long time. Just like the way he like painted New York and like his sketches and stuff like that. Even at the Whitney, I went and seen it like maybe like 3 times when it was there. Just like kind of mesmerized by it. There's like one painting that he did that I saw and I was just like completely like thrown back by. It was this painting of like this woman in like a theater. I don't know, for some reason that kind of like churned like the wheel for me, I guess you can say, where I just wanted to like see if I could even like make a photograph like that. I think that I kind of want to make prints that kind of emulate paintings almost. I think I'm ready to kind of get into that aspect of things, but kind of do that on the street. That's why I'm trying to like figure out how to like mold all these like influences into like a street photograph. I've kind of been like intentionally taking more photos in like kind of like more Black communities, kind of just picking out like the people who kind of like look like me in like other places. I feel like it takes a little bit more intention to do it, so it makes it more meaningful when I actually do make a great photograph of it. Hopefully you guys are willing to stick around and like kind of like really invest in us and watch our journey from here. Appreciate you guys.
The only way is up.
Up.